All my branding is targeted toward this niche, but that doesn't mean I'm turning away business where it makes sense, because I got kids to feed and a cat apparently. What I would say is it's really helped me with my actual branding though, to pick a niche, and now my website and my socials and everything I talk about, I know exactly who I'm talking to. I think it will help with the clarity aspect of your business.
That's when you shift, when you pivot your business, it's gonna be awkward. You just have to embrace it and know that at some point you're gonna feel more confident, like you just said, like I'm really owning this, and people will feel that, sense that, you'll grow into it.
I don't think every video production company should go out and try to be a social media company. Where it can be nice is if you're looking for, okay, how do I make my business more recurring? But it's definitely a different business model. You have to, commit to this is who we're going after and why we can help them.
On this episode of the podcast, we were talking about how to use short form video content in order to attract video clients, and how my guest has used this, is using this, is doing this, is crushing it, and how you can too. What's up, friend? Welcome to the show. This is the Grow Your Video Business Show. I'm Ryan Coral, your host, and I'm so excited, pumped, jazzed up. I remember back in college, one of my professors, we were on a 6-week trip in Europe, and one of them, they always said the word jazzed. Oh man, yeah, that's so jazzed. No, I'm so jazzed. Okay, I don't really use that word, but for you today, you're welcome. I'm really excited about this episode. I love Austin. This dude is, he's brilliant, and he's just crushing it in business. And I'm so honored and grateful to have him inside of our mastermind group. He brings a ton of value. So you've got a lot of great stuff there to get ready to listen to. And I wanna make sure that if you haven't downloaded my AI resource guide, that you get that. It is insane, some of the things that we're able to do today, even just as recent as 15 minutes ago. I went from, I'm building out a blueprint for a client, doing this video proposal, video strategy thing for her, and just some of the things born out of the workshop that I hosted with her, some of the things that I'm able to create like so fast and so effectively, super efficient, and it's just so powerful. So go grab my AI resource guide. It's just a Google document, and I list the apps that I'm using, and also a lot of other apps that people from the community have contributed. And you can download that by going to studiosherpas.com/AI. My gift to you, hopefully you can put that to use and save time and make some more money. So that's my hope. With that, let's get into today's episode. Again, thanks for being here. What's up, friends? Hey, welcome to another episode of the show. Today with me is Mr. Austin Falter himself, the founder, president, CEO, head honcho at Falter Media. I didn't get any of those approved, but thank you for letting me make myself laugh. Austin, what's up? Welcome to the show.
Hey, how's it going? It's good, I'm excited to be here.
How's it going over there? You're screaming kids in the background. Do you need to check on anybody?
You hear that? Oh my goodness. Dag nabbit. No, so right before the call, we have my brother's like living with us right now.
Oh yeah,
that's
right.
Is outside the door, just.
That was a cat.
So I'm like, and so no, that was a child. But
okay.
Before that, it was a cat. And then like 5 minutes later, all of the children make their way to the doors right before. So yeah, you might hear them. I'm in the basement, and they are loud.
This is amazing. So. Austin, I am extra excited to have you on the show. Austin is in my mastermind. We got to spend time together in Florida somewhat recently. We're not talking about pickleball. That's not this episode. But Austin has built this really unique niche video business. He's also, you need to follow his Instagram account. Amazing. He's got this butt video. I'm not sure what you call it, but I think everybody in the mastermind would call it the butt video. He's been a TEDx speaker, which, as I was reading your bio, I'm like, oh shoot, did I know this? But he is working in the the doctor in wellness area. And I think this topic and what you are building is so intriguing to so many people, and the success that you've had at such a young age. You're just a young chap doing the things, and it's so great because anytime, you were just talking about how when I ask questions, you're like, oh, that's a good question, taking notes or whatever. But when you get opportunities to speak inside of the mastermind, I'm like, oh yeah, that's really good. I just remember walking away from your hot seat session when we were in Florida, just like so many ideas and so many things. So just appreciate what you bring to the table, man.
It's been fun. It's fun to be the baby of the group because like everyone else is like 40 and has like a bunch of kids, and I'm just
calm down.
I mean, I'm learning from you old folks. It's great.
Also, fun fact, I know everybody's like they're like, okay, what are we talking about today? Before we get there, I just want to say you introduced that one game to us, the story game. What was that called?
Oh, Once Upon a Time, yeah. Once
Upon a Time, super fun. Definitely recommend this. But another fun fact about Austin is he is a dungeon master.
Oh, great. We're going there too.
We're going there. I mean, why not? I told Austin when I found this out, I was like, dude, I played Dungeons and Dragons when I was little. And now I'm like, should I be playing this as an adult?
You have to join my mastermind to be a part of it.
That's right. Oh, that's great. Okay, let's just get into the meat of it. So you somehow at some point realized like, hey, I should niche down. I should focus in a certain area. How did your video business start, and how did you get to a spot where you realized that niching down was something that you should do?
Yeah, that's a really good question. So
thank you.
I guess I started. I started in college, which was like a few years ago.
Yeah,
not
like
long at all for me. But yeah, it was 2020, and I was just doing like freelance video stuff at first, right? Lots of weddings, music videos, all the things. And at first I pretty quickly realized, okay, I like working with businesses. I like making marketing scripts and doing video ads and whatever. When I made the pivot to organic and like started seeing, oh, there's a lot of traction with organic right now, that's when I started to attract a more general audience. So it wasn't just like local businesses. It was like people all over who would find me. And that's when I realized how unproductive having a general audience is, because I would get people just from all sorts of different industries, and I was never an expert in anything. And so it just was kind of chaos for like a year. And then I realized, okay, I need to stop this. I need to really figure out who I want to serve. And that's going to help me be an expert and actually know how to help them every time. And so since then, it's been a lot more, my clients are happier now that I know what I want to do and how I can actually help them. And I'm actually like looking into like their specific niche all the time, thinking about it all the time. And that's been huge. So that's kind of like several years of meandering, but yeah.
Yeah. Okay, let's just end the show. That was good enough, man. Great. No, I think through any time, like if you are frustrated in your video business, if you're new or you've been at this for a really long time, if you are frustrated in your business, and I'm just having this thought, it's not a brand new thought, but even as you were describing, you're like not an expert because you're just doing video for anybody. If you're frustrated, it's probably, the root is probably because you aren't an expert. You are not an expert. You don't feel like you're an expert. You're getting calls from all sorts, just like Austin described. I mean, I'm raising my hand like, yeah, we get calls we got a law firm that we work with. We got a food beverage company that we work with. We work with course creators. We work with, we've got all these different industries and all these different people that have all these different needs. And we essentially become order takers because we're, we can figure out how to do that. Yeah, we can figure out how to do that. Let's learn how to do that. And there's no scalability in that. It's a constant, you're learning. That industry changes. This industry is impacted more by AI than that one. So what does that mean? Okay, we need to figure this out. This industry just went through the worst time because of COVID. This industry just thrived because of COVID. So they all need different, messaging and different visuals and different videos, and it's like, I'm trying not to be anxious because when I think about my own frustrations in my business, I'm like, it's because I'm if you go to tellstudios.com, it's like, okay, Ryan, you're doing marketing, brand videos, but for who? Looks like for anybody and everybody. And yeah, I just got off a call with a guy that owns an agency, and he's trying to help me with some stuff, really like come up with a better offer. And so I'm asking that question again, like who do I want to serve? And without putting any flesh around that, without putting a name or an industry, it just makes my head spin. It makes me just say like, okay, like what circles do I hang out in, and where do I spend my time and energy? And it just makes this work so much harder.
Yeah, it's harder to create packages too, because it's like you want to have good, solid package where and you can like find a good package that works for several industries, but I still wasn't happy with that either. It's too chaotic, and so yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah, so you don't just have a niche, right? You don't just have a very specific group that you're going after, but you also have a very specific offer for that group.
Yeah.
So describe a little bit more in detail who you're marketing to, and then like what are you offering them?
Right now, I'm working mostly with doctor course creators or entrepreneurial doctors who, rather than that local practice, they're trying to grow an online presence and be the thought leader in their space. And so they're doing it organically. So we're building their podcast, their YouTube channel, and their daily short form video content and putting it out every platform every day. So that's who we serve. And the reason it's effective with doctors is because we take one film day a month and knock out all their content in batches. And so that's really the whole products that we offer are all kind of surrounding that batchable video. And there's different tiers and things, but all of them are in that sphere.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And when you present your offer to these individuals, is it like, here's the one option, right? And it's a retainer model, or are there tiers, and how might you differentiate like what the offer includes or doesn't include?
Yeah. It's kind of like 3 tiers. There's just a consulting where it's like, I'll give you the video ideas, but you do it all yourself. So each month I'll give you 30 ideas. That's tier 1. Tier 2 is going to be, we do daily shorts, but we're not doing anything else, just the short form. And short form, that's going to include the ideas. They go and film it, and then they send me the footage. We edit, we post. And then tier 3 is going to be, I'm a freelance creative director. Essentially, we're managing your whole online brand. We're going to do podcasts. We're going to do long form YouTube. We're going to do short form, and that's like 65 videos a month. It's a lot of content. And so those are kind of the 3 tiers. And then depending on how long they go with me, there's also different price points for each one.
So you mentioned that you guys post, so you're not just shooting and or editing, definitely editing, but you are creating like a schedule of posts, and are you doing like content, like actually like, here's the video, but then here's the text that's going to go underneath the video? Yeah.
For short form, we'll do the caption, the hashtags, and post it to pretty much every platform that allows for shorts, which is most of them now. And then for YouTube, we'll do the thumbnails, the SEO, the descriptions, that type of thing. So yeah, posting is a big part of it. And I think that's the part that people like struggle with most, because when they're doing it themselves, they're like, oh, I hate posting. Yeah. But it's a very minor part. The editing and the filming and all the rest is what really takes up the time. The posting is almost just a little add-on for us.
That's very interesting, because I feel like most people in video are like, number one, they probably do a terrible job. And again, my hand's raised here. They do a terrible job. We do a terrible job of doing our own marketing, managing our own social accounts. So here you come along. I know that a big pain point, like if you said to me, and we've kind of had this conversation before, I'm like, man, if somebody else was posting my content, that's like amazing. And that's currently how I am posting so often, is because somebody else is doing it for me. If you leave it up to me, it's not happening. It didn't happen for years. And I wasn't able to see or reap any of the rewards because it wasn't getting done. So I love this idea of making it so turnkey. But I think there was some hesitation for a lot of people in video to be like, I don't want to be a content manager. Like that just seems like a whole other lane. What are your thoughts on that?
I don't like to manage content. That's my least favorite part. So if you're going to offer it and you don't love being stuck in the doom scroll on every platform every day for multiple clients, I would say, just make sure you hire that out. Make sure that you account for, okay, if we're going to offer this, it's a great thing to offer. Your clients are going to love it. But if we offer this, you got to make sure you've got a great posting software. You got to make sure you have a great posting manager who can do that.
What's your posting software of choice currently?
I use Cloud Campaign, and this is my first year using it. I have enjoyed it. Every posting software is a little clunky, so I don't want to say too much negative, because I think it is a really great, and it's very agency focused as well. So if you're an agency, it might be worth looking into.
Yeah, I like it. That's cool. When I think about this work, AI is one of those things that it's obviously a massive disruptor in this world. Yeah. I don't know what the right answer is. If we were having this conversation 5 years ago, I would encourage people, hey, listen, don't do what Austin's doing unless you really feel like that's a direction you want to go. Because, staying in your lane, staying where you're comfortable, you're confident, that's the smartest and best thing to do. As so much is changing, our role, I think, to a certain degree, has to change too. And people, if you're not going to do it for them or offer it, they're going to figure it out on their own, or they're going to find somebody else that can do it. So the fact that you offer this turnkey, we're going to brainstorm it, we can shoot it, we'll edit it, we'll schedule it, post it, and then you just, you're just showing up like one day a month. Like that sounds so easy. And if you leave it to at least this audience that you're speaking about, they don't want to hire a full-time video person. They don't want to hire a full-time social media person, although they might have one of those, but they're probably not going to have both. You work with a bigger company, they might have an internal video person, and they might have one or two people on the marketing team. So to present to them, hey, we'll manage all of your posting and whatever, like that's not, they might be turned off by that. Like they might say like, dude, stay in your lane. Like we just need sweet video from you. We'll take care of the rest. So you got to kind of know your audience too in all of this, right?
Definitely. And I don't think every video production company should go out and try to be a social media company. There's plenty of great business models and packages that don't involve that. I think I'm probably one of a few in our mastermind that even look at, posting to social media. And I think that's totally fine. Where it can be nice is if you're looking for, okay, how do I make my business more recurring? And for me, it was, okay, I either run paid ads and I have no interest in doing numbers, or that the second easiest option was social media. And so initially that's how I chose it. And now I love the model, but it's definitely a different business model. And you have to commit to, this is who we're going after and why we can help them.
Are you considering at all doing ads?
No, not right now. Yeah, that's a loaded question. No, I think at some point I might. Right now, I just have a great partner who works in the same niche, and every time I pass him off, people are happy with him, and I'd rather have them have a great experience than try to do it myself right now.
I would imagine, because if you're managing the posting, it's like one thing to do a video, hand it off to a client, and then cross your fingers and hope that they're putting it on YouTube or putting it wherever it can get viewed and it can get and create engagements. But the fact that you're managing that part, you can actually see the engagement and some of the results there. Is that true, and has that been helpful?
Yeah, it is super helpful. It helps us know like what content to do the next month, like always giving us more ideas, which is great. And then the other thing is like we're seeing comments, we're seeing questions that helps us inform what YouTube videos we should make, what shorts we should make. So for me, I think the managing it helps me with the creative process for the next month is probably the most helpful thing.
Yeah.
But then also like obviously, if clients are like, oh, how's this doing? I know because our team is looking at that. And it also, I know that my clients are happy because I'm saving them so much time.
Yeah.
And that's huge. That's really, if my clients seriously just see me once a month and then like don't even think about social media at all, but they're getting sales and leads every month, like that, they're so happy.
Yeah.
They're thrilled. And so I think that's another big part of it for me is I know that it's super valuable.
Yeah, saving time is huge, but the work that you're actually doing, so describe this a little bit because we've done for the longest time brand videos, and it's hard to measure the ROI. I just had somebody from the 10X community ask me, they're like, how to measure or how to guarantee ROI to your clients? Because if you could, oh my gosh, that would be, way easier to sell to the next person or to keep that person buying. So what are you doing in your videos where you're able to say, hey, there is an ROI on this?
I don't. I'm pretty clear about like not promising ROI with social media because it's really a long-term approach. So actually my sales calls, you might not like me. And if I sent you one of my sales calls, you'd be like, what are you doing? Because a lot of times I'm like convincing them not to do it. If I know that they're going to leave after 3 months, or if they just want to try it for a minute, like I'm really trying to find people who are like, no, I want to grow a YouTube channel. Great. Give me 2 years and we're going to have a freaking awesome YouTube channel. Yeah. And so with organic, it really is, it's a long-term game. And I try to just not give them any numbers as far as, what to expect. Instead, I try to look at, okay, like, do you have any track record on YouTube? What keywords in your niche could we try to rank for? And then we could see in a few months, we can look back and see what's the progress. And so I really try to sell them on this is a test if they haven't done it before. If they've done it before, what we can look at is engagement. If they have high engagement, but their videos aren't great, or they don't have great thumbnails, or don't have great this or that, then I can start to predict and say, okay, you have good engagement. So people are liking your content. We just need to do more of it and make it better. But a lot of times people are starting out YouTube with nothing, with zero. They're starting out with their social media with, someone's been managing it for a while, but we've never done a consistent push. Mm-hmm. And so I try to really avoid numbers and predictions because it's not helpful for a lot of people until we have a baseline.
Right. Well, but you did mention how, if clients they're seeing you once a month, if they're getting calls in meetings, then they're happy. So what are you doing anything specific in the videos or the captions, like call to actions to get people to book calls so that you can kind of point to like, hey, this video probably was the result of you getting that lead or inquiry?
That's a great question. So we can track links like in our description for YouTube. And so that'll help us see like where traffic's coming from. When I chose this niche, I had the pleasure of having one doctor client who his only form of marketing was organic. Oh, and so every lead coming through, we're like, where'd you hear about us? Oh, it's all from what we're doing. And so that was really helpful, working 1 year with one doctor who did very well and seeing what's possible there. But yeah, we can track links, links in bio. Generally, the way that the funnel works for social is like short form is top of funnel. When I post a short, 97% of the views are generally coming from non-followers. So new people are seeing you with your short form content. But a lot of times when they watch a 1 minute video, they're not going to go like buy my course or go, sign up for some expensive doctor procedure. They're going to do that after listening to a long form. So the short form leads to the long form then leads to the conversion. And it's easy to track conversions on long form videos because you can just put links in. So that's kind of how we're seeing it. But also my clients, tell them to ask, just like ask where people are hearing about you, and that can be helpful.
That's good. Yeah, I love the fact that you can, on YouTube, I mean, you could point people to a URL that nobody else has ever seen or heard about,
Yeah.
right? And then you can really measure, and know for certain this came from YouTube. There's no other way, unless somebody shared it, that link from YouTube. But still, that's where it came from, regardless of how whoever reached out. It seems like, I mean, you talked about ads, or we've talked a little bit about bads. We've talked a little bit about ads. Would it make sense at all? I mean, it seems like it would be pretty easy and light lifting on your part if you took one of the highest performing videos and put some money behind, turning that into an ad and a call to action. And I mean, have you?
Yeah.
Are you thinking about maybe doing that?
I've had companies do that in the past in different industries.
Yeah.
With a lot of my doctor clients, and that's a great idea. I should explore it. With a lot of my doctor clients, they're doing a lot of personal brand content that's just very it's about one topic every day. It's like, for example, one of my clients talks about getting people off of medications. So he's talking about Wellbutrin that day, and that video pops off because a lot of people are on Wellbutrin, and I don't know that would perform super well as an ad. And so it's hard. You don't always want to go by views, but I could pick one that's very specific to what he does and run it as a follower campaign. I think that would be effective. We could find one that, that add a call to action, like you said, and that would be something to test for sure.
Yeah, I'm not trying to talk you into doing ads because you're like, no, it's not. That's not the direction. But it just seems like even if it's not you, and you do find somebody to partner with that would take that on, it seems like, I mean, I don't know if these guys and gals have lead magnets that could be part of their call to action. I mean, are you doing anything like that? Are you guys creating funnels? Do they have funnels?
Yeah. The doctors that I'm trying to work with have a course, have a funnel.
Yeah.
And if they don't, I've got partners who I make sure they have it, because otherwise what I do isn't going to help them make any money. Yeah. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's great. So then, like, what as you look at the rest of this year and how you're growing your business, like, what are you doing? What tactics are working for you to get new clients? Yeah.
So my most common clients still come from word of mouth, people who know and trust me, and so I've actually changed my social media strategy to kind of be focused on that now. Because before, I used social media to attract a more general audience, and I did a big push, always trying to go viral, always trying to post multiple times a day, game the algorithms and all that. And now I'm realizing that all these generic leads that come from social media weren't super helpful. Part of that was niche, but part of that is I was always trying to do this sensational viral content, and then I attract people who want to go viral. Or they're not the right people. And so what I've realized is, rather than doing that, now that I've got a certain level of following across certain platforms, I can just focus on producing content that is going to build trust among those who are already following, among those who I already know, and then I'm more likely to get more referrals. And that's actually been great. And so now that's why I'm doing more of the fun content. It's not actually to go viral. When I post the booty video, like you mentioned earlier, it's because I'm like, oh, I know what's going to make Ryan and my friends laugh. It's going to be this. And then when they're talking to somebody about short form, they're like, oh, you got to see this guy. He helps doctors or whatever, right? So for me, it's about staying top of mind, and it's about posting what I think is helpful to get more referrals. I'm not using social right now for the growth or the numbers or the followers or anything. I would love to lose about 10,000 followers in India right now, who I know I'm never going to serve, who followed me from a viral video. I would love to just lose that audience because they don't engage, and I'm not going to help them. They're not my audience. So it's interesting, but my strategy has changed. And then the other thing I'm gearing up for is I have a doctor funnel, a freebie, and ads that I'm going to run locally to doctors here and just say, hey, I'm looking for 3 entrepreneurial doctors. I want to take you to lunch. It's a really weird campaign, but all I need is a handful of very local, very entrepreneurial doctors, 3 or 4, and I'll be very happy. So I'm trying that out this summer as well.
Yeah, and so what does that look like? There's a download component. What is that a quiz? Is
the download? The download is to a PDF that gives them a bunch of batchable video types so they can film all their content in a day type of thing. And then from there, the emails are all going to be focused on, hey, I want to take you to lunch. Hey, I just ran ads to Utah County because I want to meet you in person. And so those who are interested, I'm hoping to actually meet them and build some camaraderie there.
Love that. We did at this event that I spoke at earlier, at the beginning of this year, we ran ads to the convention center that I was speaking at, so that when people saw me, they'd be like, this guy looks, that's the guy. It's crazy how you can really pinpoint, but so smart to run local ads like that. I mean, the call that I got off right before I hopped on with you this morning, we were talking about, maybe the campaign that we create should be local. And I'm like, I mean, we do stuff everywhere, but why not just start local? And we've got this amazing studio, get people in the studio. Anytime somebody comes to the studio, they're like, wow, this is like really cool. I can't believe this is in Orion Township, Michigan, this little rinky-dink little town. And, so to create something that is very specific. Hey friends, all my neighbors here in Orion Township, let's get lunch or stop by the studio. Would love to get you a coffee and just kind of talk about what are you doing in your business and how is video helping you or not helping you. And let's see if there's something we can do to get you to a spot where I'm making up the worst commercial right now, but you get the idea.
I do not want them to come here though. They'll just see my brother's cat and kids
screaming kids, and it's fine,
Don't have that going for me. But the other thing, we've seen this in the mastermind. These are the video brochures. I don't even think this might be the pre. These aren't custom.
I've never seen one that big.
Let me see. Oh yeah, it's the commercial for them right now. But anyway, that's the other thing is when I go, I'm going to have 20 videos they can go and watch and take home and think about. And so I think once I found the niche and realized, I only work with like very few doctors, very in depth. That's when my whole idea of like how I should market changed from a general audience trying to get as many leads as possible to now I want the perfect lead. And I want to just take them to lunch, send them gifts, give them a brochure. And just once I find the perfect lead, it's high touch point, and that's what matters more.
What advice would you have for somebody that is really struggling or maybe still not even convinced? Austin, good for you. You found a niche that works. I'm over here. I have to take every job from whatever industry that comes in to feed myself and my family. What would you say to that person?
Same, bro. I mean, I'm still gonna take jobs when they come in of like, I could totally do that. I filmed an event for the first time in like 3 years. Like I didn't film it. I just had a crew do it. But I'm totally I'm targeting, all my branding is targeted toward this niche. But that doesn't mean I'm turning away business where it makes sense, because I got kids to feed and a cat apparently. And I totally get that struggle. What I would say is it's really helped me with my actual branding though, to pick a niche, and now my website and my socials and everything I talk about, I know exactly who I'm talking to. Mm-hmm. And it's going to be, I'm really at the beginning phases of this. The last 6 months I've been figuring it out, and now I'm like, okay, now I'm ready to actually run the funnel and do YouTube videos and this and that. And I haven't been able to do that because when I make a YouTube video for general marketing stuff, no one's going to see that. There's just too much competition. But now I have a focus, I have a niche. So I think it will help with the clarity aspect of your business, is what I would say.
Yeah. And I think that's the key, is clarity. Yeah. When you can dial in and just not let all of the things distract, know that for certainly is definitely a phrase. opportunities outside of the niche that you pick are going to come your way, because people just know like, oh yeah, Austin's the video guy. Like I think he works with doctors, but Austin, can you help me with this thing? Then you have the freedom to say like yes or no, and you could even go as far as say like, no, we don't do anything outside of doctors. Then maybe one day people won't reach out to you unless they are a doctor, because they know like, oh yeah, it's a hard no. But in the meantime, as long as people know that you're in the world of video, or they hear that, oh, he does like he's got a successful Instagram account, like maybe he does like Instagram. I think that's like what he does. Again, any industry. So there's just this fear. I mean, I've talked to so many video business owners that are afraid to pick a niche because they think as soon as they do, all of the other opportunities are not going to come their way, which means, and we think like this, which means that there's going to be no work unless this new niche picks up traction and we're able to find work here. But if you can get clarity, you can get focus, and you spend time in that niche, that actually you will build traction, and it might be a long game before it really starts hitting and working. So for that like kind of awkward middle school phase of like there's nothing great happening, you gotta, if you can wait that out, take the jobs that you need to. You might have to work a little bit extra during this time until this thing hits. But man, when your website can speak to an audience and to their pain point, when the videos that you're sharing can speak to that pain point, when the people that are hiring you that are in that niche, they go to a conference and people are like, man, I saw you've got like an awesome social media presence, or just awesome videos all throughout your website. The go-to is the person who says like, this is my niche, this is where I hang out, I know these people, I speak at their events, I'm creating content to help them. You become that. Otherwise, you're just a video guy. You're the video guy that, you do events, you do social media, you do this, you do that. You don't become known for anything outside of being the video guy. And when I've got a unique problem for my unique business, I want the specialist, I want the expert, I want the person that when I say, hey, I'm a doctor, and then the video guy's like, oh yeah, so you are probably struggling with this, and this, right? Yeah, how'd you know? It's like, well, because this is my space, man. I know you guys. It's like, oh, yeah. Okay, you're the one that I want to work with. And
the more I've leaned into it, the more confidence I'm gaining in the choice to go niche as well. Because like, I changed it in my bio a couple days ago, and then I followed a few doctors, and then one of them books a call, and I'm like, they wouldn't have booked a call if they didn't see I worked with doctors. And then like, little things like this will happen where it's like, that was so simple to just do that. And it's not like the other stuff is slowed down, but I think you're right. And I like that you think I'm in the awkward middle school stage of business.
No, not you. I'm saying for the people. No, right. For when you pivot, when you change directions or do anything like that, it's like, it takes some time. Like, it's uncomfortable. And we don't like being uncomfortable. I hated middle school until 8th grade, when people found out that I was in this amazing band and we just rocked out the talent show. But before that, it was awkward, and I felt awkward. I looked awkward. I talked awkward. I still talk awkward. So that's when you shift, when you pivot your business, it's going to be awkward. You just have to embrace it and know that at some point you're going to feel more confident. Like you just said, like, I'm really owning this, and people will feel that, sense that. You'll grow into it, and then the rest is history. Question mark?
Big question mark.
Let's, since we're talking about question marks, why don't we just talk about like, what's your favorite conspiracy that you're following these days?
Oh, yes. I am into those. The one I really like, the one I really want to believe is Hollow Earth. You may have heard of Flat Earth. Go do some research on Hollow Earth, and maybe you'll want to believe it too. It's pretty intriguing.
Sounds like a Netflix intro. Maybe you'll want to believe it too.
Ancient aliens or something.
Oh, Austin, this is so good. How can people follow you, find out more about the work that you're doing? Where is the best places for them to go?
Yeah, Instagram is probably my most active short form platform where I'm posting all the time. And then this summer, coming soon to doctors near you, YouTube, which I'm excited. I've always done it for clients. We always suck at marketing for ourselves, and I'll probably still suck at it. But I have all the hopes of doing YouTube this summer, which will be fun. So
that's amazing. Dude, thank you. Appreciate you coming on today. How do you want to leave the audience?
Confused.
And that's, sir, I think mission accomplished. Well done.
Awesome. Hey, thanks for having me.
See you next time. Thanks for joining, my friend. I'm sure you were inspired by this episode, but I would love to hear from you. So leave a comment on this video. Let me know what is your takeaway. Are you doing short form content? Are you thinking about it? What's holding you back if you're not? And if you're listening on Apple or Spotify, would love for you to leave a review and just, give me the thumbs up. It helps the algorithm, helps get word out about the show, and I would greatly appreciate it. If there's anything I can do for you in the meantime, don't hesitate to reach out. You can find me, Ryan@studiosherpas.com, and I will, or my amazing assistant Tina will get back to you and figure out how we can help you. So with that, I hope you have an incredible rest of your week, and I will see you on the next episode. Bye for now.